Welcome to Parsnips and Parsimony. This is going to be kind of an unusual meal here in that I am going to help. And I usually don't help cook because it's bad when I help. But this is something I can help with because I love cutting up vegetables and stuff like that. So tell them what it is.
This is part of the Souptember video collab. This collab is done by the Beals, and I have a full playlist of all the videos that participated in Souptember. Today's video, our video, is going to be dump soup. We are just cleaning out our refrigerator. The summer is coming, the garden is coming to an end, and some of our stuff needs some help, and the refrigerator needs some help. So what better way than dump soup? This could be a royal fail. You're going to see it all here. I'm going to try my best to make this tasty. Do you think we're going to make it?
Of course, it's always good.
It should be good. It'll never come out the same. I do have a basic recipe that I've made for you guys. But as you see, this is going to taste different every single time you make it.
Yeah, no two refrigerators are the same.
No.
Yeah, and even on different days, they're never the same.
Exactly. I mean, my mom used to make dump soup as a kid, and it always was delicious, but there was never two dump soups that taste the same.
And Janelle went through and she pulled this stuff out of the refrigerator, but not to brag, but I am really good at pulling stuff out of the refrigerator. So I'm going to see what else I can find in there. And she's going to get started at this while I go find some more stuff.
Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is you do need to have some type of protein, or I prefer some sort of protein. So I did not have any hamburger or anything. Oops.
Are you okay?
You took out.
Is that better?
That's fine.
Okay.
I thought out some hamburger because I do want some hamburger in there. So this recipe has a couple staples. You're going to have your hamburger, you're going to have a tomato base, and you're also going to do onion soup mix. If you have your own, you can use your own, or Lipton's. I'll be using some Watkins. That is your core base for this soup, and then we're just going to start adding whatever we find into the pot.
What do we have? Yogurt won't work.
No yogurt.
Avocado?
No,
okay.
that won't work.
Relish. You got
Jalapeno, pickled jalapenos, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Put that in the maybe pile.
Okay. Let's see. Salad's not going to. Lettuce is all that stuff. Tahini.
No.
And
You know, Art, I think there's some corn in there. We didn't.
Right. We do have corn. There's the corn.
So we cooked this, but nobody ate it, so I'm going to cut this off the top.
We ate a lot of it.
Well, this was the leftovers. There's 3 pieces. I think there might be more in there, Art. Oh, the silver pot, Art.
Silver pot. Right.
Rice. Isn't that rice?
This is rice. Oh, wait, was this rice?
No, that's green beans.
Green beans,
that's.
Yes. Okay.
We're not going to use those. Are soy green beans, so those won't
We
work.
have rice right here. Use that. More corn.
Corn and rice.
What?
Oh, you know, there's a partial bag of broccoli in there we might be able to use.
Yes. What is the? Oh, eggplant. What about eggplant?
We probably can.
This one's looking a little questionable though.
Well, we'll peel it and see how it looks.
See what it looks like inside.
The possibilities are completely endless when you're making this pot. Usually, I like to look for vegetables that can go in the pot, and then I put them in the pot according to how fast they cook. So the carrots would go in sooner, then I'd put the zucchini, and then the cooked greens would be put in just before we serve the soup.
We got some broccoli. That looks like
questionable. Let's clean it up and see if it's totally gone or not.
Yeah.
Ooh! Woo!
Fudge.
How did we miss this? Fudge? Hello! I like this.
It's not going in the pot, but
No,
we'll eat it.
what is that?
Oatmeal bars.
No, that's not going in.
Okay. I think that is about it. Okay, well, I think we're ready.
Okay, so we've got quite the concoction here. Rice, celery, garlic scapes, carrots, zucchini, green beans, some leftover peppers and onions, leftover tomato, hamburger. What am I missing? Missing pickled jalapenos. We'll see if those will work or not. And, oh, tomatoes from the garden. We'll be doing a lot of those. I have some leftover garlic scapes now. Instead of using garlic, I'm just going to use these because this is what I have. I don't know, a handful. I don't know how to tell you quantity. Probably about this many. I'm going to cut off the tips that are obviously dehydrated, and then I'll throw these in the mini chopper with the tomatoes that Art's working on and just blend those all together. Art's working on the tomatoes here. I'm just going to fill up my container here until it's full to the top, and you can just use a can of 28-ounce tomatoes if you'd rather use that, but I have fresh tomatoes, so we're just going to chop them right up in the food processor. Salt, pepper. Okay, that's probably good.
Got all the tomatoes together.
Yeah, we'll just blend those up.
Scapes at the bottom.
That's good.
While Janelle is getting the tomatoes all chopped up, I'm going to be over here. I'm going to cut out the bad spots and keep the good spots, wash everything, and chop it up.
Let's do the celery and the peppers next. Those
Okay,
should go in next.
I can do that. I have my trusty compost bucket and my chicken bucket. So if anything is good enough for the chickens to eat, it goes in here. If anything is not good enough for the chickens but good enough for the bacteria, it goes in here. And if it's good enough for us, it goes in here.
The next core ingredient to this soup is onion soup mix. You can use Lipton. I'm using Watkins. These are actually some demo packets that I'm trying to use up. So I'm going to use 2 of these. I may need to add more just depending on the flavor. Usually 1 packet of Lipton is good, or if you have your own homemade version, probably 2 to 3 tablespoons. Again, taste, see how it goes, and then adjust accordingly. Start with that, Mary.
And the corn.
I'm going to add about a teaspoon, half a teaspoon of basil, and about the same of oregano, again, to taste. If you have a bigger pot of soup, you're going to have to add more seasoning, but that's a good starter for the beginning of the soup. Also, if the soup is too thick, and again, this all depends on if you're trying to make more of a stew or soup, add water to it. So I'm going to add probably 2 to 3 cups of water to this, and then just keep adding more vegetables, tasting as I go, adjusting flavors. Nothing will ever come out the same twice. The object is to make sure it tastes delicious and not make everybody run away when you serve this to them. Okay, our taste test time. This is not done yet. Don't spill it. So far, so good.
Good start. Yes.
Good start.
Tastes tomatoey and tomato and basil-y, really.
Well, that's what I was in there.
Right. So we're headed in the right direction.
Yep. The flavors will continue to mellow out as it cooks all afternoon. So here we're at 2:30. This is going to be served around 5, 6 o'clock. So I'm just going to put it on low and simmer after I put everything in it and let it simmer all afternoon, which should give all those flavors time to come together. Hopefully make a delicious pot of soup. No, don't cut your fingers off. That'd be embarrassing on camera.
Yeah, it would. That's the time you do stupid stuff when you're on camera.
Maybe I should just turn the camera off before something happens.
Yeah. There's what's going on in there. I'm going to add the beans now. I think Janelle's working on some broccoli. Some homegrown broccoli. We did not grow this. It's from a friend. So.
Well, we'll just cut up a few of those spots, but overall looks good. Wash it up. This is looking a little thick, so I think I'm going to have to add some more water to this. Because by the time this finishes cooking, all the juice is going to be gone. And then it's just going to be thick stew. There we go. That's looking a little bit better. That was about another 3 cups of water there. It chopped up the eggplant. That just oxidized.
Yeah, it looks a little brown, but it's okay.
It's oxidized. And then I've got some leftover homemade spaghetti sauce. We're going to add that in here.
We canned several quarts, and some of it did not seal, so that's what we have there.
I got one more. That's an awful sound.
Oh, this stuff.
One trick I do to make sure I always get the most out of my jars, I mean I could use a spatula, is after I dump them out, add a little bit of water, swish it around, and then add it to the pot for some more flavor. And it cleans the jar pretty good too. And that looks really good. A couple other things I could add to the pot, I don't know that I will, would be some type of black bean or a pinto bean. If you had leftovers, you could certainly add that. Or you could add greens, kale, Swiss chard, beet greens, spinach, anything like that. And then usually just before I serve it, I add some type of carb or starch. In this case, I have rice, but if you wanted to do noodles, you could add dried noodles, or if you had leftover noodles, you could do that. Or if you want to up the protein content a little bit, you can also add lentils. So it's a really versatile soup. There's so many things you can add to it. This is what we had today. This pot's getting pretty full. Look at all that. And I'm just going to throw the lid on, let it simmer. The last 2 things I need to add will be the rice, but I'm probably not, I don't think I'm going to add all of that. That's a lot of rice. And then I'm probably going to do half of the zucchini. We'll see. But that cooks really fast, so I add that right at the very end.
I'm headed out with my compost bucket and the bucket for the chickens. The chickens like the goodies that we give them. There are no chickens out here right now, but just watch. There they come. We got good food out here for you, girls. There they go. I know it doesn't look good to us, but it looks really good to them. And then the bacteria enjoys the compost. Then we're going to get some Swiss chard.
That's really pretty. Nice tender stuff too. Look at that.
Yeah, I like the different colors. You have yellow, green, and red. In our other garden we have some kale, so I'm going to cut some of that. One thing we're doing this year is we're keeping track of how much we get out of our garden by weight. So I'm going to weigh the Swiss chard. I need to make sure it's not touching anything. There we go. It's like 4.5 ounces of Swiss chard. Okay. Okay, and then the kale.
Here's the kale.
And then we'll put this in our soup too. But we have 3.5 ounces.
This is our second consecutive year of weighing our produce. Last year we had, what, 1,042 pounds?
Yes, right around there.
So this year, I don't know how this year is going to actually work out.
I don't think it's going to be quite as good.
Yeah, we've had a really rough time with the tomatoes. But if you guys want to see all those videos, particularly from last year, this year we haven't completed yet, so they're still coming. And if you're new here, please subscribe. You'll see all that content coming here shortly. But it's been fun. It's amazing how much you can grow in your own little area. We only live on 1/3 of an acre, so we don't have a lot of land, but we try to do really labor-intensive gardening, and last year was a fabulous year for us. The soup is cooking away. I'm just going to put a lid on it and let this cook. I'll stir it, turn it on low. I'll just stir this a couple times over the next hour or two, and then approximately 30 minutes before we're ready to serve it, I'll add the zucchini, the rice, and then about 10 minutes before I serve it, I'll add the Swiss chard and the kale. Speaking of garden produce, these were potatoes we accidentally forgot last year, and they sprouted again. And how many pounds did we get?
2 pounds, 10 1/4 ounces.
And did you add the 11 ounces we got yesterday?
I already wrote that down, so yes.
Okay, so that was 2, 11, that's like 3.5 pounds of volunteer potatoes. That's not that bad, considering we missed them. Look how nice they are. They look really good, Art.
Yes, they do.
Ooh, that looks good.
That is a lot of soup there.
It is. We're still going to add some more to it. Look at that.
What's that? Probably 1.5 gallons or so?
Probably. Okay, we'll add the zucchini and some rice.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay.
Probably only half though.
Yeah, only do maybe half. We don't want the zucchini out the kiddos.
Is that good?
Yep. Thank you, Mary. And then not all the rice either.
Okay.
We'll add part of the rice and see how ricey it looks.
More?
Yeah, we can add some more. Oh wow, that's good. That's good. Wow, that is like the world's most vegetably thickest soup ever.
Yeah, it does look that way.
This almost looks like it's
I think
too
it's gonna
much.
be.
You think this
Yes.
is too much?
It is quite a bit, but it does shrink a bit, doesn't
No,
it?
but I feel like it might turn it green.
Well,
Maybe do
here, just
half.
put and stir it in, see what happens.
Just so much. Got a lot of green. Can this get any healthier?
I don't know.
Grass-fed beef, homegrown. What is there anything commercially? Okay, the carrots.
Yeah, carrots and celery. I think that's about it.
Everything else came from the garden.
I don't know. Where did the squash come from? Someone gave that to us. I'm not sure where they got it from.
Right, that was. What do you think? Just
I think
add
we
the
can fit some
rest?
more in there.
Okay.
Yeah, it does shrink.
If the kids complain, I'm going to say, "Daddy, put it in."
Oh, why would they complain about kale? Kale is good.
Because it's green.
I like kale in soup.
Mary likes
Well, it's
it.
good when it cooks in. You don't even taste it. And just adds a lot
And it
more.
has lots of vitamin C.
That's right. Lots of good vitamins for you.
Oh yeah, that'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't think that's looking good.
I'm
Almost done.
mixing it up one more time when I do it.
Good. Looks like we got to do that one, and then they're ready to bake.
Yep, the one is
job.
ready to bake.
I guess they worked it out between the two of them. Mary does one set and Lillian does the other.
Well, it tastes good with this soup.
Looking good, Mary. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Hot, hot, hot.
It is hot, hot, hot. No, a little
And
spit.
that's Mary's right there, a little biscuit that she made.
Well, that looks pretty good.
Put it on the table. And this is dinner.
Yum. They look done. I think they're done.
I think so.
Hot, hot, hot. Okay, there we go. One for today and one for tomorrow. Okay, so that's it. I will put a printable version of the recipe. The link will be down in the description below. You can check that out. Also, don't forget to check out the playlist for Souptember. Tomorrow video will be by Purposeful Pantry, so be sure to check out her channel. And thank you so much for coming along. I hope you've been inspired to try making your own custom dump soup because they're all one of a kind. And we'll see you for our next video. Bye.